Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome to Mama from Scratch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some high-end decor dupes using Dollar Tree products for Z Gallerie. These DIYs came out so good. They look almost exactly the same as the ones at Z Gallerie, but of course for a fraction of the cost. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and share with your friends, especially if they love to decorate their home on a budget. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started with these really easy DIYs. So for this DIY, you can use one of these little crate boxes that you can find at the Dollar Tree. Your project will just be a little bit on the smaller scale, but it will still look really good. I decided to use some scrap wood that I had in the garage, and this is 9 inches and with a 45-degree angle cut. Online it said for hexagon you should do 60-degree, but my saw won't do that. So do what works best for you. You can use a little handsaw for this. I just don't own one, but I'll put one up here on the screen that you could get and keep around. I am going to be using some tape to make my life a little bit easier on putting this project together. So it's kind of like a little bit like a puzzle piece. You have to get the shapes to go together. I'm using some wood glue. You can use some super glue. I would suggest the gel one. You could use E6000 possibly. You can also use hot glue. After I got done using the wood glue, I actually went in and just reinforced it with some hot glue. So do what works best for you and what you have on hand. Now, like I said, these were all 9 inches, and I ended up cutting them down a little bit smaller so that they were only around 6.5 inches, because otherwise this piece was super big. So if you want it bigger, go big. But these are basically a 1/4 inch by 2 inches wide are the boards that I'm using, and I'm just wrapping that tape all the way around just to kind of help keep it secure while the wood glues and everything. Once it is dry, then you're going to take off that tape, and then you have a really cute shape, and you can do this for shelving too. I'm going to take these ring holders that Dollar Tree carries. I've had these for quite a while, and I'm just going to add some hot glue to the bottom of them, and then I'm going to glue that down, one on the bottom and then one on the top. Really simple. You can do the metallic, which is what they're going to use, but I ended up using black. Now I would suggest using a drill bit for this to make your hole, but don't do it after you put the project together. Put the project together after you've already done the drill bit. I had to replace that piece of wood. It actually cracked on me. So this is the way it turned out, in all black, and I think it looks really good. For this project, you're going to want a round base for the bottom. I'm just using a piece of wood that I had, and then I'm going to be using this 1/4 inch drip line. I thought that this worked the best for getting the shape that I wanted. Now, I didn't measure these out. I just cut them for the size of my candle. So whatever faux candle you're going to be using, it's very important that you use faux for this. You can tailor the shape. Now, the Z Gallerie one only has 3 sides to it, but I didn't think that that was enough, and I wanted to add more. So do what works best for you and your decor taste. You might like the simple 3 edge. I don't. I wanted a little bit more just to draw the eye in a little bit. And as you can see, I'm just using some hot glue and gluing down each of the sides of the drip line and just layering them into each other. And if you get it too big, just take it off and recut it. I went in with the gold metallic spray paint, and this is the way it turned out, and I love the way it looks. This DIY is super easy. You're going to get a glass vase from the Dollar Tree. They actually have 2 different sizes now in this one. So this is the regular size they carry. You're also going to want some diamond trim or like a sparkly ribbon that you might have on hand. Get that. If you have the Dollar Tree one, you're going to need to double the size of it. But again, you can do whatever sizing you want. I just cut mine off, and then I'm using hot glue to adhere this. You're just going to cut it to the size that you need and then glue it down all the way around. I'm just adding a couple strips of this, and then you're done. Pretty simple, basic, and it's a really easy dupe. So for this Z Gallerie DIY, you're going to want to use a thicker type of paper. You can use a few different types. You can use regular printing paper, you can use a packaging paper, which works really well, and you can use a poster board. I'll show you how all three look. So I took this packaging paper and then cut this basically in half. The longer the strips, the better for this DIY, and then just trim off the edges so that the way they're nice and smooth and square. You're going to start by folding this, and I did 1-inch folds for this. This is very basic kind of crafting here, guys. You're just going to flip it over and keep folding and repeat that process for the entire paper. Once it's all folded, just trim off the excess and see how it kind of looks like an accordion. So if you kept that one sheet, it'll look like that. So I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can make this. So take the one sheet that you have. I ended up cutting 4 pieces at a time. The more you can cut, the better. And you're going to fold that in half once you get it all pressed together. And then you're just going to add a staple in it to hold it together. You have that, then you're just going to take a little hot glue on the one end and then glue the other side to it, and then once you have that, you're going to repeat that on the other side. So really basic, but you have your first one done, and the paper is very delicate, so try not to smush it too much when you press it together. Now we're going to be making a larger version of it. So I'm taking the 3 extra pieces of paper, and again you're going to squish them together, but we are not going to staple these ones, okay? So you're going to press that together, and then you're going to find the opposite end, and you're going to add a little bit of glue like we did to the last one, and then you're going to press those together. Make sure that the accordion's still going in the same direction, the way the folds are anyways, and I just worked in half sections. It was a little bit easier. You could use Mod Podge for this or something else, but hot glue works just fine. So I'm going to glue all 3 strips together here, all the ends, and then we're going to wrap that around so it basically makes a circle, and I'm going to trim off any excess so it blends really nicely. And then we're going to glue the other ends together. So like I said, we're making a circle here. Now you're going to kind of press it down, and though it looks like a mess, it's okay. It's not ruined, I promise. Just fix all your little accordion corners here, getting them all lined up. And once you get that done all the way around, it's okay. I promise you it's going to look fantastic when it's all finished. Just kind of, tweak it here and there. Now you're going to take that hot glue and you're going to add it to the middle of this area here. You're going to add a little strip of it here on this one side and kind of press it together. And then you're going to add a little bit more as you need it. The hot glue goes a long way because remember, it's just paper. And I'm going to kind of pinch and pull it a little bit to kind of get that hot glue to activate to the other pieces of paper on there. So once you have that done, we're going to set that one to the side, and that one is finished. So the one I like the best is actually using the poster board from Dollar Tree. You can cut it down to the strips to the size that I had up there on the screen, and you're just going to fold this. You do a little bit more muscle for this. It's a lot harder to pinch this together and then cut off the edges. And again, we are going to glue these together, but we're actually going to overlap these ones. That way they hold really nicely. And then again, if you need to blend any of the edges together, just cut as you need. I ended up using 2 of these for this, and again, we're going to glue them in so they always basically make a circle. You're going to fold it in. See how much easier that one was to fold because it's not as thin of a paper. And then you're going to add glue in a couple different sections, and I'm going to pinch and pull that. That way I can get the glue to activate to all the little edges in there. So you can see how they're all looking. The poster board one works the best to me. I'm using the metallic finish by Rust-Oleum, and I'm just going to spray these. Now you want to be delicate and go a couple different directions, that way you can get into all the grooves, but just do light coverage here. You don't have to go super heavy, that way you don't get drip marks. But see how beautiful and shiny that is on the poster board if you use the shiny side of the poster board, not the dull side, versus just the regular paper. But I don't mind the 2 different finishes. I think they actually go really really nicely together. The next step is just to figure out how you want to place them on your wall. You can use some double adhesive tape if you wanted to, double-sided, or you can staple them to the wall. Both work really well. This is the way it turned out, and I think it looks really awesome, especially for a fraction of the price with using items we have around the house. Which Dollar Tree DIY was your favorite for the Z Gallerie decor dupes? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what projects you might be working on as well. If you happen to miss my last few videos, they'll be here on the screen as well as in the description box below if you get even more inspiration for decorating your home on a budget. I hope you all really enjoyed these high-end DIYs. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, have a beautiful, blessed day. Make sure to have that notification bell on next to the subscribe button that you never miss an upload. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one.